been playing a lot of Borderlands 3 lately, and there's a lot of kind of obscure mechanics, and I wanted to talk a bit about those. Reload canceling is a thing that's actually in a lot of games. For an example, look at the newer Wolfenstein games, which actually allow you to cancel your reload by firing your gun in the middle of the animation. But you can't do this in a lot of games. You actually have to finish reloading in order to fire your gun. And Borderlands 3 is like this too. You can actually cut off the tail end of your reload if you do certain actions right in the corner. You can see in the corner down there. The moment those numbers pop up and your clip is registered as full, you can do a reload cancel and cancel the tail end of the animation, which sometimes is actually pretty long. You can also do these actions in order to just straight up cancel the reload, but you won't have a full clip. The ones you're going to want to use for speed are quickly switching to and from a weapon, meleeing, and quickly opening and closing your echo menu. So my least favorite is quickly opening and closing your echo menu because it gives you this weird stutter. So probably don't use that one. Meleeing is also kind of slow because some of the animations are a bit delayed. But switching to and from your weapon is probably the fastest method, especially if you have skills that improve your weapon swap speed. As you can see on screen, I am 99% sure that switching to and from your weapon is just straight up the fastest way to reload cancel. There are other things that can reload cancel though, like activating your action skill. Throwing a grenade can also cancel your reload. That's also pretty useful, but I've found my grenade use is pretty situational, so unless you're running a build like Mose's grenade-focused build, then you probably won't actually use that one that much. The second thing I wanted to point out is that all enemies have consistent animations after they're meleeed. So if you melee a zealot, zealots are always going to do the same staggering animation after they melee, and this means that you can actually line up critical hits really well with most enemies. I'm demonstrating here with the one pump chump, because I think it's the best way to demonstrate it, but any weapon that doesn't have horrible weapon swap speed will also work. Militants in specific, always, when you melee their shield, they always do the same animation, but there's a different animation for when you actually melee them on the body. Also, a lot of enemies won't do these animations multiple times in a row, because then you could just stun lock them. So they will try to melee you afterwards, which is also always a predictable animation. Another mechanic I wanted to mention is that you actually maintain momentum when you're jumping and firing. So if you run, jump, fire, and then stop firing before you hit the ground, you will continue to run and you will maintain that momentum in the air. Obviously, this is completely irrelevant for Mose because she has Russian offensive, which allows her to run and shoot anyway. It's useful for if you're running a build that doesn't use Russian offensive or any of the other Vault Hunters. So next is that your maximum ammunition is actually the sum of your clip and your reserve, which means that if you have a clip with 60, which is the gun I'm demonstrating with, the Gatling gun on Mose, has a clip of 60. So if you have a clip of 60 and your reserve is 1340 and you get down to 30 and pick up some more ammunition, then you would have a clip of 30 and a reserve of 1370. But this also means that if you pick up ammunition in the middle of firing, that this will cancel Mose's ammo regeneration abilities. Essentially, with this mechanic, you can cap her clip out at 50% and get the damage bonus from the lock and load ability constantly without having to worry about reloading. Reload canceling also works well with this, in that if you accidentally reload or reach 0, you can melee and cancel the reload, and by then you should have already regenerated one bullet, so it won't auto-reload for you again. So those are all the tips I wanted to mention. They're all relevant to every Vault Hunter. I have some Vault Hunter specific tips that I've been thinking about, but a lot of them have already been covered. And I don't want to repeat stuff that's already been posted on Reddit or somewhere. If I find something useful, I'll definitely make a video about it, but for now, this is what I have. Thanks for watching.